Hello guys, again you are welcome to my channel Literature Classes. This is Vilasha Yadav. Guys, today I am going to explain a poem written by Kamla Das. The poem is My Grandmother's House. The poem was published in a collection called Summer in Calcutta in 1965. Before beginning the poem, I would like to tell you something about Kamla Das, a poet. So Kamla Das is an Indian English poet and she belongs to Kerala. She was born in 1934 and in the place Punyarkulam district, Malabar. She is English poet as well as Malayali poet. She is also inherited her the habit of writing poetry from her mother. She wrote short stories, autobiographies, novels, and also memoirs. There are several poetry collections she has published. The poems like An Introduction, In Love, The Freaks, Dance of Eunuchs, and many more poems. Basically, her genre was poetry. So, and she has won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1985 for her poetry collection Collected Poems. She has married a man named Madhav Das, who is a banker at her early age, and whom she has targeted in her many poems as an object of patriarchal society, or we can say as an object of male dominated society. She is known as a confessional poet. She is a bold and courageous lady. That is why she has expressed very honestly about her life, about a woman's life, especially in a loveless marriage. She was died in 2009 and Palyam Jama Masjid. She was buried in Palyam Jama Masjid, Tiruvananthapuram. Now, the poem My Grandmother's House. The poem is written by Kamla Das, and this is when she was living outside of this house. She remembers her childhood days. The poem recollects her childhood period, what she has received, how she was living there, that she has expressed very honestly in this poem. And the poem is published in the first collection, or we can say the first anthology, Summer in Calcutta in 1965. This is an autobiographical poem, and in this poem we see poet's longing for her parental house. Poet's longing for her parental house. She is reminded of her ancestral house where she had received immense love and affection from her grandmother, as she is addressing in this poem. There is a house now far away where once I received love. That woman died, the house withdrew into silence. Snakes moved among books I was then too young to read, and my blood turned cold like the moon. How often I think of going there to peer through blind eyes of windows, or just listen to the frozen air, or in wild despair pick an armful of. See these lines, I am going to explain both in Hindi and English. There is a house now far away. There is a house, she is indicating about her grandmother's house where she has spent her childhood days. Now far away. Now she is away from this house, from her grandmother's house. That is why she is saying there is a house. She is remembering the house where she has spent her childhood, where once I received love. Where is a preposition used for this, the house. Once I received love. Where once I received love. Why she is saying once I received love? Because now she doesn't have the same love, the same affection, the same things, the same feeling which she has received in her grandmother's house. That woman died. She is addressing her grandmother that she is now dead. She is now no more. That is why the house withdrew into silence. That is why the house, her grandmother's house, turned into silence. There is nobody else who can take care of that house, who can live in that house, who can protect that house. So that is why the house is turned into silence. Snakes moved among books. Now the snakes are moving among the books which are kept in the house. These books are kept earlier when she was living. At that time also these books were kept, and now the snakes are moving there. Why? Because there is nobody else who can read those books. I was then too young to read. When I was living there in the same house, that time I was too young. I was unable to read those books because I was too young, or I was a child, and my blood turned cold like the moon. Now, when I see these things, when I am remembering these things, so my blood is like it turned into a cold moon. How often I think of going. I thought many times to go there, to visit there, so that she can feel the same things which she has received earlier, which she has spent earlier. इस पोम में कमला दास अपने ग्रैंडमदर्स हाउस को याद कर रही हैं. वो ये बताने की कोशिश कर रही हैं कि वो वहाँ पर कैसे रह रही थी, और वहाँ पे क्या क्या चीज़ें थी, क्या क्या उन्हें वहाँ पर, कैसे उन्होंने अपना चाइल्डहुड वहाँ पे बिताया है, और उन्हें क्या क्या चीज़ें याद आ रही हैं. तो वो कह रही हैं एक घर है जहाँ पर मैं रहती थी, ठीक है, और वो घर अब क्या है, मुझसे बहुत दूर है, जहाँ पे मुझे बहुत सारा प्यार मिलता था, जहाँ पे मुझे बहुत सारा प्यार मिलता था. अब यहाँ पे कुछ डॉट्स हैं, इससे ये इंडिकेशन है कि पोएट कुछ और भी कहना चाह रही है, बट वो एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकती. दैट इज़ वाई शी हैज़ पुट्स दीज डॉट्स. दैट वुमन डाइड. अब वो कह रही है कि वो वुमन जिसके साथ मैं रहती थी, यानी कि उनकी ग्रैंड मदर की क्या हो गई है, अब डेथ हो गई है, अब वो नहीं रही है इस दुनिया में, और इसी वजह से वो घर कैसा हो गया, साइलेंस हो गया, क्योंकि शायद उस घर में उसकी ग्रैंड मदर और वो दो लोग ही रहते थे. मे बी, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दिस एंड द पोएम इज़ नॉट रिफ्लेक्टिंग दिस, बट क्या है, अगर वो ये कह रही हैं कि अब वो घर साइलेंस में कन्वर्ट हो गया क्योंकि उनकी ग्रैंडमदर की डेथ हो गई है. तो मे बी देयर इज़ नो वन, दैट इज़ वाई. स्नेक्स अब क्या कर रहे हैं, उनकी उन बुक्स पे, जो बुक्स वहाँ पे पहले से रखी हुई हैं, जब वो वहाँ पे रह रही थी तभी वो बुक्स रखी थी, और अब उन्हीं बुक्स में क्या हो गए, स्नेक्स क्रीपिंग कर रहे हैं, स्नेक्स चल रहे हैं, स्नेक्स रहने लगे हैं वहाँ पे. और जब मैं वहाँ रह रही थी तब मैं उन बुक्स को नहीं पढ़ पाई क्योंकि मैं बहुत छोटी थी, और अब मैं जब ये चीज़ें सोच रही हूँ, मैं ये चीज़ें फील कर रही हूँ, मुझे जब ये चीज़ें याद आ रही हैं, तो ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे मेरा जो शरीर है वो ठंडा पड़ गया है, जैसे कि एक कोल्ड मून की तरह. मैं बहुत बार सोचती हूँ कि मैं वहाँ पे जाऊँ. मैंने बहुत बार सोचा है कि मैं उस घर में जाऊँ जहाँ पर कि मैंने बहुत सारी चीज़ें महसूस की, जहाँ पर मैंने बहुत सारी ज़िंदगी जी है, और मैं वहाँ पे वापस जाने का बहुत बार सोचती हूँ. टू पियर थ्रू ब्लाइंड आइज ऑफ विंडोज़, what she was doing, what she was used to do earlier in her early childhood, the same things she wants to feel now, the same things she wants to live now. That is why she is saying that to peer through blind eyes. Now she wants to peep into those eyes of windows. She wants to see outside of the windows. She wants to listen the frozen air, the voice of the frozen air. She wants to smell those फ्रोज़न एयर एंड और इन वाइल्ड डिस्पेयर. मतलब वो जो बहुत ज़्यादा वो क्या कर रही है, अब इस समय वो बहुत ज़्यादा उसको क्रेविंग है अंदर से कि अगर वो वहाँ पर जाए तो वो वही सेम चीज़ें फिर से महसूस कर पाए, वो फिर से वो ज़िंदगी जी पाए जो उसने पहले जी थी उस घर में. विंडोज़ के बाहर से झांकना, वहाँ की ताज़ी ताज़ी बढ़िया सी खुशबू को स्मेल करना, और कुछ थोड़ी सी पिक एन आर्मफुल डार्कनेस टू ब्रिंग इट हियर, और थोड़ी सी मुट्ठी भर उस चीज़ को वहाँ पर वो अपने बेडरूम के बाहर, जैसे एक ब्रूडिंग डॉग रहता है उसी तरीके से बेडरूम के बिहाइंड में उसको वो रख पाए. शी वॉन्ट्स टू लिव द सेम लाइफ, शी वॉन्ट्स टू go. She is now remembering her childhood days. She is now diving in the same ocean where she was earlier. Now she is remembering that if I can go there, if I could go there, that so that I can pick some little bit amount of the darkness, with some little bit amount of the things from that grandmother's house, and she wants to keep it behind her bedroom like a brooding dog. Like a brooding dog. You cannot believe, darling. ब्रूडिंग डॉग की तरह वो क्या करना चाहती हैं, वो अपने बेडरूम के बाहर उसे रखना चाहती हैं, अपनी उन थोड़ी सी यादों को अपने बेडरूम के पास में रखना चाहती हैं, ताकि उन्हें ऐसा महसूस हो कि वो कहीं बाहर नहीं है, वो उसी घर में अभी भी हैं. इतना ज़्यादा वो परेशान है अंदर से कि वो ये सब चीज़ें महसूस करें कि थोड़ी सी भी चीज़ अगर मुझे वो मिल जाएं, वो यादें थोड़ी सी भी मुझे मिल जाएं, तो मैं क्या करूँ, उनको अपने घर के अपने बेडरूम के पास में रख सकूं. यू कैन नॉट बिलीव, डार्लिंग, कैन यू, दैट आई लिव्ड इन सच अ हाउस एंड वॉज प्राउड. You cannot believe that she is addressing maybe to her husband, that you cannot believe lots of love which she has received in the house, and she is proud of, she has she has been loved a lot in that house. I who have lost, I means the poet addressing herself. I who have lost, she have lost, now she has lost her way, where she has to go, what she has to do. Now she is bound, beg now at strangers' doors to receive love, at least in small change. Now she is bound to beg the love. Now she is bound to beg the same affection, the same love from strangers, and she is now begging to it, to door to strangers doors. At least in small change, she wants at least a little bit change. वो क्या कहती हैं कि वो थोड़ा सा चेंज चाहती हैं अपनी लाइफ में. वो एकदम अपना रास्ता खो चुकी हैं और उनको लगता है कि शायद मुझे थोड़ा सा चेंज मिल जाए. वो उस लव के लिए इतना तरस रही हैं कि वो क्या कर रही हैं, स्ट्रेंजर्स के डोर्स पे उस लव को रिसीव करने के लिए क्या कर रही हैं, वो एक्सपेक्टेशन कर रही हैं इस चीज़ की, ताकि उनका कुछ तो उन्हें कुछ स्मॉल चेंज आ सके उनकी लाइफ में. सो दिस इज़ द पोएम ग्रैंड मदर्स हाउस. In this poem, she has depicted very honestly about her grandmother's house, how she has spent that life, and she wants to again live that life. She wants to again receive the same things which she had spent earlier. I have so guys, I have explained this in Hindi and in English both. Still you have any queries or doubts in your mind, you can mention it in the comment section below. I would try my best to answer your questions. Thank you for watching.